when I did jiu-jitsu, my goal was never to teach.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that was never my goal to teach. I just love jiu-jitsu. I just love to train. And then
so what changed? Like what?
When my teammates started coming to me for advice on like moves.
Okay.
Because they were always like, I see you training, and you can always keep the bigger guys at bay and not let the submit you, and this
That's
is
true.
And all this stuff. And because yes, I am the smallest black belt that I have in our gym. So and before I was the youngest. Now that title got taken away from me. Now the youngest is a 26-year-old Kevin, but he's a big guy. I've seen him train since he was like 15.
Oh, he's been going for a while.
He's been going for a while. So he's 26 now. I think he just got his black belt. So he's now our youngest one. Before it was me, now no longer me. So I'm glad that title was taken away from me.
As it should have been time, right?
It should have been time, because that means our teammates are getting better. But no, it's like
But it keeps you lean. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, it keeps you lean. Yeah, and keeps you learning.
Yeah.
If you have the other teammates that are getting better, because they, are also stay kind of stagnant. But going back to why I wanted to teach, I would show certain teammates moves, or even just people that come from out of town, and they would ask me questions, and I show them, and like, hey, do this or do that. This is why I do this. Same thing I want to do with you guys, and then I see you guys or see my teammates doing it at the time. When I see my teammates doing it and it worked, and they'll come back and say, hey man, that really worked, thanks. And I was like, yeah, no problem. It's like, and then I'll see them doing it like in competition, right? And then I see them, I was like, oh man, I was like, and you get a really good satisfaction out of that, where you see you're helping somebody out, and then so that's when like I started kind of thinking, I was like, oh, but then what actually motivated me to teach was, why am I training? I'm training because I love jiu-jitsu, but then if I stop training, then that's it. It's like jiu-jitsu stops with me with lineage with my coach. I was like, well, I want to get back to something that jiu-jitsu gave me a whole lot of going back to. It gave me a lot of self-confidence, a lot of purpose, I guess, is in my life. I was like, where it's giving me more than just like a self-defense aspect. It just gave me a lot more. I just feel like I can do a lot. I mean, you guys know is where when you're training, you're never going to be put in that tough a situation in your normal life. And hopefully I think that's where, right? It's like, that's where you're fine. I've had a lot of big things before in the mats. Everything else in life just seems easy.
That's true.
Like, for me, at least for me,
conquer a lot of different things.
It gives you a lot of that confidence, and a lot of things where it's like you've done a lot of hard training. I've done so many different things, competed, that everything else kind of like just seems a little easier now. So it gave me a lot of that, and so I was like, well, I want to get back to a sport that gave me a lot. So that was a big part of it too, right? I wanted to get back to the sport that gave me a whole lot in my life. And so either be it teach it to my family and my kids and my wife,